Earlier today, oh my goodness, why? I should check that before I start recording. As usual, might gain out the yin yang. Okay, now that that's fixed, I was editing the audio for. Well, I wasn't editing the audio, I did it a long time ago. I was publishing parts 2 and 3. Then I was editing the audio for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then uploaded them. And 10, I believe, as well. This is part 11. 10 is done uploading. But anyway, so I don't rewatch old recordings of a game, my previous recordings, because I want to refresh my memory on things, because that's kind of cheating, right? If you are playing this game and not recording it, which is how the game is designed to be played, you wouldn't be able to go back and watch what you've played already. You could load old save files if you wanted to, and you could start a new game if you wanted to. So I guess it's not that bad. But you ordinarily wouldn't do that. That's not how someone would read it. So you get exposed to the information more so than you're expected to be. And you can catch tricks easier. But it's frustrating when you do that. It's like watching a Let's Play of a game where you are very familiar with, and you already know the answers and the thought processes that you would go through to solve the puzzles within the game, and the person is floundering of whose Let's Play you're watching, and you're just screaming at the screen like, "Oh, come on, just think of it like this, just think this way." It's really simple, and you forget, of course, how hard it was for you when you were first playing it, or whatever you were doing. But it's also frustrating because, like, I say stupid things, right? Like I said that Shion was also one of Tomoya's childhood friends. Well, that's not even because I would have misinterpreted what Yue said as that. At the time I read what Yue said about Shion, she said that she was just a classmate. And then somehow that morphed in my brain to she was another childhood friend of Tomoya, somehow like between recording sessions or something. And they said that. It was so weird. I also, of course, not only said stupid things, but said some interesting things. Like, I made a comment where I said that Ayaka was sort of like the villain, but not necessarily because she acted like a villain. It's because she is the person looming in the background. Well, now that in the previous recording, we got a bad ending. It wasn't labeled as a bad ending, but it's an ending that you wouldn't want to, you as the player are probably not trying to achieve, right? And it was Ayaka's ending. And again, Ayaka's not necessarily being a bad person in this ending, but you don't want her ending. She's the face behind a bad ending, which makes her the closest thing that this game would have to a villain. I guess Yue kind of acts like a villain when you're not doing her route. Again, villain is kind of the tame word, more the less debaucherous word to use for what she is. Anyway, I'm gonna go to next thing. I'm gonna go to the intros, which. Oh, it's under other. I didn't have to leave the album. Just keep paging over. Yeah, so we have 3 opening movies here. And opening 1 is the one that plays if you stay at the start screen too long. And I've already played this on recording. Now, there's another opening that plays, I believe, after you finish your opening conversation with Ayaka, and before you actually ride the train to school where you have a conversation with Yue. I didn't go back and watch that part of, I guess it was part one. So I don't know which one it was. It may not necessarily would have been opening one. For some reason, at the time I played opening one intentionally, I didn't recall that there were 3 openings in the album, and so I didn't think of the possibility that it could have been a different opening than the one that ended up muted when I just encountered it suddenly happening in the game itself. Opening 1, by process of elimination, appears to be, but I could be wrong, this is just me guessing, the original 1999 opening for Memories Off, for the original ports. Like, there's probably a PlayStation port, a Windows port, like at the time, like a Windows 98 port, Windows 95 port. I don't know about Neo Geo Pocket, but stuff like that. The PSP came much later, and this remake came much later. It came in the like at 2020 or something. I'm guessing it's the original, but I might be wrong. Opening 2, I'm guessing, is the Dreamcast port opening. And the reason why I'm guessing that is because there are CGs exhibited in this intro that I'm guessing are from Pure, because I have one in my gallery under the Ayaka category that I'm guessing came from Pure. And I have a vague memory of seeing it when I got stuck in Pure in part 1. And Pure is included in the Dreamcast port. And this is also one of the older looking openings. Opening 3 is widescreen as opposed to square. And it has the same sort of vibe and musical style as the the opening for the Xbox remake of Ever 17. So I'm guessing that this is a new opening that Mages created for the remake. And this is probably, I didn't go back and watch it, so I don't know, I might be speaking nonsense here, the opening that actually plays in the game when you get to the part of the game, past the first scene when the opening plays. And that was muted in part 1. But can't say for certain. So I'm actually going to play all these. To do that, I'm going to have to turn the background music back on temporarily. So I'm going to do that. B. So, B. Options. So BGM we're going to turn, up 1. Whoops. And then we're going to talk over this. I might lower the volume of it in post, like I did in part whatever, where I played the backgrounds. And get through these menus quickly. Come on, album, other, scroll over. Okay, opening 1. Okay, going to go for opening number 2. That was a good, healthy dose of spoilers. Now we're going to do opening number 3.
限りある時の流れの中で様々なものに触れて傷ついて大切な気持ち見過ごしてたね気づかないふりして心をすり抜けてゆく永遠のメモリーそよぐ風の向こう君の影をいつまでも追いかけた誰かがささやいた優しい言葉には耳を傾けられずに忘れてしまったこと思い出せずに消えた虚しいと思うのは君がいたから忘れてしまったこと思い出せずにいることそれでも君を思うから
Oh, this one has a bunch of dead time at the end. Okay. Keep talking until I can get that turned off. Okay. So I don't know necessarily. I wouldn't know necessarily which would be the best intro if I didn't know the lyrics to the J-pop. Like music-wise, the third one is the best. Just if ignoring the lyrics, but I don't know what the lyrics are for them, so I don't know if it's the best one lyrically. Anyway. This is another stupid thing from the first part, or early recordings that I had to encounter when editing audio and placing timestamps for the descriptions, the chapters of descriptions. So you have two options here. One of them is it written out in katakana rodo, and then written out in hiragana suru. The second option is rodo jinai. And when something is written out in katakana, it is a borrowed word from a different language. This could be all kinds of different languages, but oftentimes it is English. So it's like you try English first, right? First of all, there isn't really an L sound in Japanese. They really only make the sounds in between L and R, and can sound more like L and more like R to an English speaker depending on the context. So that box-shaped symbol, that's the first symbol you see there, is pronounced something like ro. The horizontal line extends the O sound, ro. And the third one is to, this little modifier that makes it into do. Now, again, in Japanese, not again, you haven't said this yet, in Japanese, the only hiragana or katakana that represents just a single consonant sound and not an entire syllable with a consonant and a vowel is in, makes the in sound. However, su is used to make just like an S by itself sound, kind of. But, so when like an English word that they're trying to write ends in a consonant, like the word, just by coincidence, just the word load, they can't really end on that D. So with D, they tend to make it do. So it turns into lo-do. And of course, there isn't a pure L, so it turns into ro-do. So I should be able to look at that and see that box horizontal line do is load, borrowed from English. And suru, don't know what that is, and I didn't have any expectation for me to know what that is. But jinai is a denial; it's a negation. And I should have known, and I would have known that at the time I recorded part 1 from Duolingo of all things, and actually appeared in my university course in Japanese eventually. That was later. So I should have been able to identify that the second option was load O with a negation. And so if I wanted to load, I should pick the left option. But somehow I didn't, which was embarrassing. I had the knowledge at the time to do that. If you're curious about how far along I am, I'm now 2 grading periods into Japanese. So now I'm like, levels 1 and 2 are now finished. Will that be reflected really in my ability to understand the lines in this game? No. Still have a long way to go. But anyway, we're going to load this. Where I left off was, I got rammed to I don't know if it's necessarily a bad ending, but an ending you don't want generally, called the Ayaka ending, where you can't get over Ayaka, and as a result, you ruin the relationship you're maybe or may not be trying to start at the time. And you end up in the hospital, and then you go to the park afterwards, and anyway. And it seemed like, based on these hints that this game is giving me that it shouldn't be giving me, that in order to avoid this ending, at least with the Kaoru route, you have to choose choices to appease Kaoru perfectly. You have to get all of them right, which is pretty challenging to do. And this would have been pretty challenging to do without the hints. I would still rather accept the challenge that the authors of the game were presenting me, but it would have been pretty hard, because you have to get it perfect, as far as I observed. And if you don't, you end up sucked into the Ayaka ending. Now, this doesn't mean, and then so I went back and I changed the one choice that I intentionally got wrong because I didn't like the choice and what was supposed to be the right answer. to the answer the hint said I was supposed to choose. Then I got back here, and something different happened than previously, where Shin comes in and interrupts your phone call that you're having with Karu. Which, that one choice I made there wouldn't have any effect on whether or not Shin would call right now. So this is one of those Never Seven style things where something happens differently depending on what you choose, even though what you choose would have no way of affecting that. And the reason why I was kind of mad at that choice is because you had to, intentionally not tell Kaoru something that would seem perfectly reasonable of you to tell her, because I don't really understand it. Because it makes you look like an idiot, I guess. And makes her think that you're actually, dating Yue and you're trying to hide it or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very good at this people stuff. But, yeah. And I also commented that this is kind of like the anti-Saki route. This is like the cure to the Saki route. Because the Saki route in Never Seven was all about telling the truth. And you did this by either what you say being the truth, or you change what you do so what you would have said you had done, or this kind of let Saki mistakenly believe it becomes actually true. You resolve her thinking that you saved her from the ocean when you really didn't. Not by telling her the truth that it was actually Uzumi or potentially Okuhiko who did it, but instead you make it so it is you're the one who did it. There's no way that you could get away with it being someone else. There's no way to get Saki that way. It's like it was like a requirement. Anyway, it turns out that for this particular line, Google Translate and the Sugoi offline translator agree exactly, and it being Tomoya, it's me. Yeah, well, but anyway, Saki's route is all about telling the truth, and this is all about, not all about, but a lot of this is about not telling the truth. If you tell the truth, it's the wrong thing in this route. Which makes it worse. Saki's route was already counterintuitive because you had to do things like push her on the ground. This is, even more counterintuitive. What? Nandayo. I guess it's a casual form of what? It's another comment. I know I'm not getting into this very quickly, but one of the biggest obstacles to understanding this stuff when you're first learning Japanese is, at first, you almost always, when you learn Japanese, learn things formal. Formal way of speaking, where you end every sentence in either des or mas, or at least, we could put a particle after the des, like des ne, but there's still a des there. Whereas these friends, when they talk to each other in these visual novels, they don't necessarily use that stuff. And so it makes it a little bit more confusing to someone like me. Yeah. In my studying Japanese, I got first introduced to casual style a week ago. So I was well, at least I'm getting to this point, but it's a big hurdle if you weren't aware. Anyway, I'm on the phone right now. Is something urgent?
ああ、俺にとっては非常に重要なことだ。
As already. So this is a very, very casual first-person subject pronoun for young men. I don't know, the rest of the sentence is pretty hard, but heavy might be part of it. yet is very important to me. Okay. I'm sure it's something stupid, but... Well, I'll listen to what you have to say. So, just say it.
今夜の特番を撮っておいてくれ。
So it starts out with a now. Record tonight's special broadcast. Okay. That's very SDRA. No, blowback. It's very blowback-like. Please record tonight's special program. Oh, record something on the TV. Okay. Right? Because he has to go somewhere, right? And he doesn't have time to watch it. I unconsciously pulled the receiver away from my ear. Okay. This mama. I don't know what that means. That's how the sentence starts anyway. Just as I reached for the switch button, Shion let out a scream.
待て、切るんじゃない。
Okay. Wait. Do not do something. I don't know what he's supposed to not do, though. Wait. Don't hang up. Okay. I'm surprised you figured it out without even being able to see it. He knows you. Should I listen to what you have to say? Oh, that's passive
う
aggressive.
ちは親父がテレビを占拠してるからどうしようもない状況なんだよ。
My dad's occupying the TV, so there's nothing I can do about it.
もちろんタダでとは言わない。ちゃんと例も考えてある。
Of course, I won't say it's free. I've already thought about thanking you. Does she never come through with that thing? Okay. I already hit through the translator, but, So we have an ikino, so it's something about going. Gig. What's gig? No. Gib. Gib point. Ondo. Point. Tick. So give and take. Oh, so it's a popular give and take thing. Well, okay.
ほう、今はそんなのが流行なのか。
Okay. So, imawa means now. So, now was the topic. And then sore is sore nano. I don't really know, but then we have to go in there somewhere. Huh, is that a fad right now? Okay, it's probably right. Yeah. It's about me, so. Okay, what's Google Translate have to say? No, it's about this. De.
ああ、ここに先日公開されたばかりの映画のチケットが2枚ある。これを進呈しようじゃないか。
Oh, so a stupid conversation. So basically it's like, Sheen, oh, give and take things, is that a trend? He's like, no, I'm talking about this. This is a give and take thing. It just to make Sheen look really dense, I get it. Yeah, there are 2 movie tickets that just came out the other day. Here's a present for you. Movie ticket?
ああ、一緒に行く予定だった子が行けなくなってな。俺からしてみればもう無用の長物に過ぎない。
Yeah, the girl I was planning to go with stopped being able to go. From my point of view, she's nothing more than a useless long object. That is disturbing. That's probably not the best translation. From my point of view, it is just a useless thing. Yeah, it filled in the she's by context, that's probably wrong. Why can't you see a different movie with it? I don't know. But altogether, do you mean the lady from the previous forest? Previous forest? Is that a misread kanji? Doesn't appear to be. Lady from Hayashi from before?
いや、今度は王法の子だ。
No, this time it's Sakamuri Mine's daughter. Okay, interesting. I don't know who that person is, but this time he seems to have laid a hand on the daughter of Sakura Mine Junior College High School. What? Oh, we didn't, the text tractor didn't pick up, not the text, the OCR didn't pick up the parentheses. Okay, let's put the parentheses in. Oh, this time it seems he laid hands on the daughter of Sakura Mine, a high school attached to Sakura Mine Junior College. Okay. So maybe it's not a daughter, maybe it's not daughter, but it's a girl from, and the from is the same as possessive, so it's translating it as daughter. Sakamine, along with the girl from there, is a high school girl with high grades. Check that. I see high, I see Takai. Yeah, so seems about right. I can't believe there's someone in a school like that who has a strange idea of going out with Sheen. Alright, I'll record it for you.
やってくれるか？いやー、持つべきは友達だな。
Will you do it? Man. What you should have is a friend. Or... I'm probably saying about you're such a good friend, but it translates weird. What you should have is a friend. In your case, you're always asking me for help, aren't you?
それだけお前を信頼してるってことだ。
That just shows how much I trust you. But you accidentally bailed me out of my potential bad ending, Sheen. You just haven't realized. Say it.
じゃあな、相棒。また明日。
So this is like, see you later, right? Oh, see you tomorrow, partner. Hi, hi. I was like, yes, yes. I press the switch and switch button again and return to Kaoru. Man, I've never used like a phone system with the switch button. I don't know. I like predate cell phones. I'm not that young, but like, maybe it's a Japan thing. All the phones I've used before cell phones have been like, if you call someone when they're already in a call, it just tells you the line is busy. I think you can like get a three-way somehow, but you have to call from the three-way. You can't call into one like Sheen just did. I don't know. Line is busy. Is usually the consequence. Sorry to keep you waiting.
うん、誰だったの？
So who was it, right? Yeah, who was it? Sheen asked me to record a special broadcast.
あらら、智也も大変だね。
Tomoya, you're having a hard time too. Seriously, so let's continue where we left off.
あ、うん。
Yeah.
実は智也と映画館に行こうかなって。 本当はそういうつもりで誘ったんだけど。
Actually, I thought I'd go to the movie theater with Tomoya. That's what I really wanted to do, but the movie theater?
うん。今公開中の映画なんだけど、ちょっと見てみたいなって。
Yeah, it's a movie that's being released right now, but I wanted to see it for a bit. Let's see here. Being released right now, and I'd like to check it out. That's different what she said last time, which is a movie that it was a final screening, and she missed it. Maybe that could theoretically be affected by like the points, because it makes it that Kaoru is more willing to, like, maybe she says like a second movie, maybe, right? And she just wasn't bothering with it because she didn't like Tomoya enough before. But now, because she does, this can come into play and matter, right? Although I don't know if that's what the authors were thinking. Okay, movie theater, dot, 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 movie theater, dot, 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 dot. I think I heard something like that in my conversation with Sheen earlier. It's like an Ace Attorney line. And I think there was something about that in my court record. Kaoru, do you like watching movies? Ega miruno ga ski nanda. Is that how you would say that? I presume.
まあね。よく趣味はなんて聞かれると、胸を張って映画鑑賞ですって言えるぐらい映画見てるよ。
Pretty much. When people ask me what about the gourd flavor, I watch enough movies I can proudly say I'm going to watch a movie. What? Okay. Let's see Google Translate. So, well, when I'm often asked, what about Yami? Probably something about movies. I can proudly say I'm watching movies. I watch movies so much. I don't know exactly what's trying to be said here, but maybe it's something like, I watch movies, so if someone asks me what I like to do, I can just say that I watch movies. Hey.
何感心したような声出してるの？
Why are you sounding so impressed? No, I just felt like I caught a glimpse of an unexpected side of Kaoru.
ああ、そういうこと言う？
You're saying that? No, I'm sorry. On the other hand, I thought that would be a good idea.
そう？
We're not going to say we got the tickets from... That's right. We got the tickets from Sheen because, like, we don't tell the truth in this round, apparently. We just make it sound like we bought them. Because, you know... Yeah, I was surprised that you had that kind of hobby, but I thought that might also be true.
ありがとう。
Thank you. And a somewhat embarrassed voice reached my ears as if to tickle them. Still, a movie, huh? Wait, hold on. Oh, I thought he already realized it. That's why he was trying to smooth his way through that. That's right. I was talking with Sheen on the phone, wasn't I? You said something about tickets to a movie that are being released right now. Maybe I'll be able to see it soon.
え？
Eh? That movie.
そうなの？
Is that true? Is what she's saying. Yeah. If things go well.
順調？
Go well? Or everything going well? Remembering the contents of the promise I made with Sheen, I put on a slightly good expression. If things go well, I'll definitely be able to go see the movie. I couldn't imagine my failure at this point. You couldn't imagine your failure doing that skeleton thing, but you did fail. I know he'll succeed because I saw a CG of him and Karu at the movies in some intro or something. So I can't imagine his failure either. All that's left to see is if Sheen will keep that promise. That was the only problem that left me feeling uneasy. We're going to have to shake him down. November 2nd. So, remember when I thought that this might end in October? End of October? Nope. It's going into November. We are 33 days in now. Remember when I thought that this was going to be 7 days long like an Infinity game? No, we were already past 4 times 7 days. Given an Infinity game is a lot more detailed, right? So there's a lot more that they pack into a day. Whereas, this skims through the days more quickly. When I returned to the classroom where the clamor of lunchtime hung in the air, I found something waiting at my desk.
おう、ようやく帰ってきたか。
Oh, you're finally back. What? If you want to eat my dinner, I refuse. Really, does it really say, Bon Gohan? I don't know, it's probably like meal, not dinner.
誰がお前のわびしい飯なんか取るかって。
Would you eat your sad food? Or would I eat your sad food? Would I take your Google Translate. Who will take your miserable meal? That's a good one. I'm sorry for being so lonely. Whoa. It was sad and bad. Okay. So, what do you want?
何の用じゃなくて、昨日頼んだ特番は？
What do I want? What about the special you recorded yesterday? Aneka. I rummaged through my bag. I took out a videotape and tossed it to Sheen. It's a standard recording for an hour and a half. You have no complaints, right?
さすが親友。文句なし。
Well, unless it's longer than an hour and a half long. That's my best friend for you, no complaints. Still, an action movie is a rare thing to record. The program Sheen asked me to record was a Western action movie, from 3 years ago. A Western action movie from 3 years ago. So that could mean either like from the West, like just like an American movie, or like a British movie, or it could mean it is literally a Western genre. So we recorded something like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I still haven't seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But because I tend to like weird Western stuff, I might actually like that movie. So I might want to try to find it at some point. But anyway.
知らなかったのか？俺はこういう映画って結構好きなんだぞ。
Didn't you know? I like movies like this a lot. This is the first time I heard it. In Sheen's case, his preferences are frequently switched, so things like this really are a lie. Why would he have you record it, though? His preferences change frequently, so something like this is truly a lie. Okay.
ま、俺の意外な一面が拝めてよかったろ
Well, isn't it good that you got to see an unexpected side of me? It's not good. It's not good. I guess good can I. Good can I. Okay.
とにかくちゃんと撮ってくれた以上は素直にこれを渡してやらないとな
Anyway, now that you've recorded it properly, I'll have to give you this obediently. Saying that, he handed me 2 movie tickets that he had mentioned on the phone last night. It's a popular movie that's being released right now. Koreka, so this is...
なんか不満でもあるのか
Are you dissatisfied with something? No, there's no way that would happen.
まあ誰か誘って行ってこいよ
Well, go invite someone. I already have a reservation to go with, so I'll go with her. There's something implied. Reservation to go with, so I'll go with. And there's like these hers kind of implied, I think.
お次にお前にもそんな子ができたのか
Oh, you finally got a girl like that? Nangayo? What? Is it really that surprising? Oh. Oh, this is not very
いやいや
Tomoyo-like.
友也にもそういう子ができたっていうなら少しは俺も役に立つ日が近くなるってものだ
I mean, I picked up Ayaka, didn't I? I can do girls, right? No, if Tomoya has a girl like that, then the day will come when I'll be some use to him. Or no use to him. No, if Tomoyo is able to have a girl like that, then the day when I can be of some use will come closer. What does that mean? I would think it would be a negative, but I don't know what I'll do. Is that really going to happen someday?
必ず来る俺はそう信じてるぞ
He'll definitely come. That's what I believe. Well, whatever. For now, I'll gratefully accept these tickets.
ああせいぜい有効活用してくれ
I'm not gonna do that thing where I like deny 3 times before I accept. I'm just gonna accept. Yeah, make the most of it. As if he had found some new goal, Sheen left the classroom in high spirits. If it's about me, I'd rather not do that. Well, you've been listening to us for a while now. What? It's like, for being as your friend, you really don't like Sheen, do you? Now, Kaoru. He's probably been listening to us since a while ago. He was already next to me with a smile.
そういうことだったんだね
So that's what you meant. Exactly. Then shall we go? Should we go on holiday tomorrow?
うん
Mm. Guess I'll thank Sheen just this once. Already skipping to tomorrow. Okay. 11:3. When it's a holiday, it's more crowded than a weekday. Oh, it's just Sunday? We finally reached the point where the flow of people has receded, but it looks like a lot of them are coming from the station again. I wish Kaoru would come soon, but that's kind of an issue with Japan, is Japan is like a river of people. Well, it depends on where you are, but sometimes to get on the bullet train, you have to be packed in by people with sticks. It's awkward. They jam-pack you.
お待たせ
Sorry to keep you waiting. You're finally here.
もしかして待たせちゃった
So all of Tomoyo's girlfriends are late. Did I make you wait? Yes, and you did something that's like Ayaka again, which will remind me of Ayaka, and that I'll go crazy again. No, I just got here.
じゃあ別に待ってたんじゃないんだ
Tomoyo lies as usual. Then you weren't waiting for me? I didn't say I was... Did I say I was waiting for you? I didn't say I was waiting, though. Now, she has that style where she has like a jacket over her shirt and her shirt goes below her jacket. I tended to do stuff like that in middle school, and other kids would tell me, your shirt's lower than your jacket. And I'd say, and I'd be like, yeah, so? What's wrong with having your shirt go lower than your jacket? Apparently that's some sort of fashion crime. I don't know why. It should be a perfectly fine thing to do. It helps hide, if your underwear rides up, higher than your pants. Just because of the style of pants you're wearing, not because you're intentionally sagging them. And the style of underwear you're wearing. Of course, you can always tuck your shirt into the pants. But I tend to not like that. Not because it's uncomfortable, because it will slowly untuck it and then it gets partially tucked and it's awkward.
早く映画館行こ
Let's hurry to the movie theater. I guess one of those catch-22 things where she wanted him to wait for her, but then, that would, demonstrate some devotion of some sort. But then, then he said I didn't wait because he's trying to be nice and not tell her that she was late, and then, backfired. It's one of those classic understanding woman, big, thick book scenarios. At Kaoru's invitation, we headed straight for the movie theater. Okay, it says Star Wars. Oh. Star Wars. That Darth Vader mask was not instantly recognizable to me. Okay. Are we literally going to see Star Wars? Come to think of it, this is the first time we've gone somewhere like this, isn't it?
うそうだっけ
Really? I mean, you went out to dinner, out to lunch and stuff. I mean, it's not a big step from that to go to a movie. Oh man, it's not OCRing this. Why can't it why? This is the OCR is something totally local. Like it's not something I have to use the internet for. So this is my computer not OCRing this. So it's like stuck in some sort of like loop or something. Come on. Grab the line. Eh. Do I want to grab it from the backlog? Go next line and grab it from the backlog. And it starts out with Yoku Yoku, which sounds like off and off, and it's probably a mimetic thing. Okay, we're going to go to the next line. Going somewhere like this might be a rare occurrence if you think about it normally. And then you're going to hit the backlog button, which is X. You're going to try to grab the previous line in the backlog. See if that jogs it a bit. There we go. Now that I think about it, it's only been about a month since Kaoru started drinking. Since Kaoru started having trouble. I guess hanging out with him. Since I met Kaoru, it's just getting hard. It's hard to capture. Okay. And then this line is, it's not a common occurrence. Next line. But when we're talking like this, I feel like we've been classmates for a long time. Okay, so since Kaoru transferred in, not had trouble, having trouble. That's probably because Kaoru was here. I couldn't help but feel that it was less of an illusion and more a dream that felt real. I mean, it is an illusion. I couldn't help but feel like it was more like a realistic dream than an optical illusion. I think this conjoining is not happening right. It should be an or.
じゃあ今日はその記念すべき初めての日だね。
Okay, so then today, the first relate is today, that something or other, and then Hajime, if you ever heard that in it, well, it could be referring to the protagonist of Danganronpa 2, but it means to begin. So something about beginning something today. We'll translate it and see what it actually is. So I can't even get the whole sentence. Then today's your first day as a memorial. Today is that memorable first day. Okay. So this is a first date or something? A day to celebrate?
記念にするの。
I'm going to make it a memento. Kaoru runs off to the movie theater. Ikiga, which is like, let's go, yeah. Ikiga. Movie theater background. We passed the reception hall and pushed open the thick door near us. There's a curtain in front of the screen? That's interesting. Maybe the illustrator wasn't quite thinking and he kind of accidentally drew a stage. Oh, it's not that crowded. Of course it's not, because plot.
よかった。お昼前だからちょっとは覚悟してたんだ。
It's going to be one of these things that some people have said happened in real life, where you're watching a movie with someone in the movie theater, but like, there's literally no one else in there. You were the only two people in there watching that particular movie. And then you, of course, because it's an internet thing, end up making out with them in the movie theater. For like the entire movie. Which, like, makes it so you essentially wasted the ticket because there's less gross places to do that. I'm so glad. It's just before noon, so I was a little prepared. Prepared? Yeah, it was before noon, so I was a little prepared. What does this mean? Prepared for what? Well, whatever the case, I'll be able to take my time looking at it. No matter, I can watch it. I can watch this slowly. If you can watch a movie slowly, you can watch a movie quickly. I don't think there's a 2x speed option in a movie theater.
そうだね。
That's 2, isn't it? Right? You're right. You're right, aren't you? We secured a spot where we could sit next to each other, and we picked up some popcorn from the movie theater or something, waiting for the show to start. We found a place to sit in a row nearby. That makes more sense. I think Google Translate is more correct. We found a place to sit in a row nearby. I mean, they probably were also sitting together. It's just that the sentence probably wasn't meant originally to emphasize that. It was a mistranslation. Grabbed some popcorn, which is standard in movie theaters, and waited for the show to start. Thank you, Google Translate, for giving me a better translation. However, the popcorn in the movie theater tends to be rather expensive for what popcorn is. So when I go to a movie theater, which I rarely ever do, I don't buy popcorn. If I rarely do, I don't. Unless my parents take me there for some reason. I don't ordinarily just go to a movie theater to watch a movie. You know, maybe you would if you had a date. They're like, I don't know about that. It's not the best date. Flah. She wanted to see a particular movie, yes. That wouldn't be my idea cold. About 40 minutes had already passed since the movie began. What happened in the movie? How many yawns have I yawned? Well, that's rude. She's sitting right next to you. You're yawning at a movie. I'm starting to feel like I won't be able to stifle the so-so anymore. So I hold it back with my hands and somehow manage to get out of the way. I have this thing where I kind of like open my mouth just a little bit and it makes my I kind of pucker a bit in the yawn. I think it makes it a little less obvious. I'm not sure. Makes my cheeks kind of flutter though, so. I didn't even squeeze it to death anymore, so I held down with my hands and managed to get through the situation. Okay, so he's trying not to show his yawns. Okay. But it's hard. Well, this is Star Wars. You shouldn't be yawning at it. It's a bad Star Wars. I know people didn't like The Last Jedi. I'm sure it yawned at The Last Jedi. You rage at it. Okay, the first word is screen. And then I'm lost. The image on the screen is of a very mundane romance. Well, that is a very self-deprecating of you, game. Are the characters from Memories Off watching a movie adaptation of Memories Off? They've been searching for each other for a long time now, but they've only just passed each other by. Okay, yeah. Lovers who are living far apart are searching for each other, but they just miss each other. And at the very end, they're gonna meet, right? Maybe no one of them dies. We're forced into a situation where there's no future ahead of us, but in the end, it's the same as always. Okay. What's Google Translate say? Although he is forced into a situation where there is no end in sight, in the end it ends in the usual peasy ending. Well, because I can read the katakana, it's happy ending. It's just that there's supposed to be a character. Whoops. It's supposed to be a ha between here and here, and there just isn't. So happy got turned into peasy in Google Translate. So, yeah, for a situation where there's no end in sight, but in the end it ends up in the usual happy ending. Or at least, that's what I expected. Subversion alert. Why is it so easy to read the developments? Yeah, I have the same complaint as you do, Tomoya. That's why I don't watch movies very often, because the acting is never really that believable, and you can predict what's going to happen. Despite how well you would think I could predict what's going to happen based on my video game playing. But usually these video games, they have more complicated stories that are hard to predict than the typical movie. But this route will have a happy ending. That's typical, so. This must be thanks to the shoujo manga I've been reading. In my case, I'm interested in the no lips romance thing, but I can't really like the I can tell you right away stuff. Google Translate said, I'm more interested in love stories that have a nice development, but I can't get enough of love stories that I can understand the plot right away. Huh. Interesting. Even the manga I'm reading is getting my attention because of that uninjured development. The manga I'm reading also attracts my interest because of its unbearable development. I feel bad for Kaoru, but I can't help but be bored of this kind of romance. Well, I don't really get it, but it's probably kind of a meta commentary. Holding back a yawn, I quietly looked next to me. Kaoru hadn't taken her eyes off the screen for a long time. The side of Kaoru's face made her look like a girl who really liked movies. Well, she's going to be able to see you looking at her in her peripheral vision. Because you can. Brain's really easy for it to pick up on that, and its attention is attracted to that, like someone looking at you. And you immediately look back at them, and they make eye contact, you're like, you're staring at me, or you're staring at you, and it's awkward, and like, shrink away. Sometimes it's a girl, and she's like, hi, and I'm like, oh no, she acknowledges it, I don't want to get in the way. I thought about going to the bathroom to get some sleep. So I sat up, but feeling sleepy, I sat up to go to the toilet. That probably makes more sense. Although the Sequoia offline translator said was probably funnier, it's probably feeling sleepy, I got up to go to the pot. She suddenly places something on my left hand. Okay, so you're probably sitting on the right side. Wondering what it could be, I looked ahead to see Kaoru resting her hand on mine. Maybe it was consciously rich like this, or maybe it was done to prevent me from doing anything. Don't pee. Maybe you did this consciously, or did you do this to prevent me from taking action? Either way, at this rate, she wouldn't be able to. I would be able to stand up and leave. So I just pee myself. Kaoru, do you have a moment? For the time being, I whispered to her to move her hand away. However, Kaoru didn't take her eyes off the screen, perhaps because she was too enthralled. There she is. It says too busy, but perhaps because she was being aloof, Google Translate said. It's just like something unique here where, like, I'm gonna, of course, there's a CG. They actually draw the other characters, like not only in the classroom but also in the movie theater, right? Like they're like the other movie goers are, you know, in the picture. In like an Infinity series, they wouldn't do something like that. So. Like, for example, there's a scene in Never 7 where the park is filled with people, but the people are not drawn. Is she just moved by this movie? Or no, that had to be it. In that case, yeah, Dotoshi Kara, which would be like, because of that, since that, why are you looking at me the same way I was before? Why do you have the same eyes as me before? Huh? I don't get it. What, did her eyes change? I returned my raised hips to my seat. I don't think I'll move until the very end. If Kara wants to grab my hand and cling to something, I think I'll respond in kind. In the end, my voice didn't reach Kaoru until the movie reached its expected ending. It's so bright. When we came out of the dimly lit movie theater, the brightness of it was as bright as if it were from another world. Immersed in the dimly lit movie theater, the glare makes me feel like I'm in another world. Blurs my eyes. Yes, I think Google Translate says. So it was not Star Wars. I closed my eyes tightly and held up my hand as if refusing the sunlight.
映画よかったね
So, Ega, which is movie, Yokatane. Was it good? The movie was great, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't bad.
やっぱり外国映画はなんていうかこうジーンとさせられるよね。
I guess foreign movies really do make you feel like this. Foreign movies. What can I say? Just make me so excited. Okay. It's true that the last scene had a nice atmosphere.
もうラストなんか泣けてきちゃって。
I'm starting to cry at the end. You never let go of my hand, didn't you? Eh? Isn't that true? You didn't let go at all.
そうだったの？
Really? I don't know if she's playing dumb, or if she really doesn't remember. Either way, it's the first time I'd heard that tone of voice. It's like Haru had grabbed my hand on purpose.
そうかもね。
Maybe so. Huh? The casual reply was something I hadn't expected.
もしかして無意識に智也の手をつかもうって気になってたのかも。
Maybe I was unconsciously trying to scoop up Tomoya's hand.
そうだとしたらどうする？
If that's the case, what should we do? What should I do?
どうもしないでしょ？
There's nothing you can do, is there?
智也って他人の私から見てもいい人に見えるんだよね。
Tomoya, you look like a VL to other people like me. You mean good person? Oh, I get it, because it's turning the... Yeah, it's... Okay. Try to put my cursor in here. What's in the quotes is I hito, which is good person. So it's... Tomoya, you look like a good person to me. Or Tomoya looks like a good person to other people like me, even though he's a pathological liar.
そんな智也だからこそこうしてはっきり言っちゃうんだけど。
That's exactly why I'm saying it so bluntly, Tomoya. Okay. Sona, which is... That is, okay. Even if she said that out of the blue, I couldn't possibly feel that way. It's hard to accept I'm a good person. It's like, what do I say to that? It's like, well, thanks for the compliment, but I don't think it's good for me to believe I am a good person. I'm not like that.
そうかな？
You think so? Kaoru doesn't know what I did in the past. You just asked for the umbrella. No matter how much I apologize, I'll never be able to wipe away the sins I've committed.
ね、ご飯 でも食べない？
I mean, you didn't kill anybody. Oh, wait, he thought he did, didn't he? Hey, why don't you eat? Or why don't we eat? You're right. I don't think we'll be standing around here talking forever. We decided to look for a food stall in the area to fill our empty seats, or empty bellies. Demo. Au revoir, which is basically but. I. Yep. There's something I have to tell Kaoru about my childhood friend. I still haven't said anything I really have to say. The thing is, you don't, though. I still haven't shaken off my relationship with a dead girl. The past. I thought I'd forgotten all about it. However, in reality, it has not completely, I have not completely forgotten. That's right. I couldn't forget. A few days later, I went to visit Ayaka's grave for the first time in a while. It's a place I haven't seen in a year. I haven't been to in a year. And then I realized now I think about it, the city is full of memories of Ayaka. Three years ago. No, I've been walking this path with Ayaka since long ago. I haven't forgotten anything. The city hasn't changed since then. It's the same time as back then. It's rained mercilessly. A drop of water drips from my hair and hits my neck. I don't mind getting wet, I just sit still on the bench. I felt like I'd be able to see Ayaka if I stayed here. That feeling was the only thing keeping me here. Everyone passing by looks at me suspiciously. Of course, no one would do something like this around this time of year when winter was near. My eyelids were getting heavier. Ayaka, you came. So he doesn't go to the hospital this time.
Tomoya. Tomoya.
Okay, so Tomoya. Ayaka?
何よほら、元気だった？
What are you doing? How have you been?
どうしたの？
Ooh, what's wrong? You know, I have to have Ayaka with me. I thought I could do anything because Ayaka was by my side.
そんなことないよ。智也は私がいなくたってちゃんとやっていけてるよ。
That's not true. Tomoya can do it without me. I thought so too. I thought I could do it. But I couldn't. even though I had a girl who cared about me, I couldn't respond to that.
そうだったんだ。
I see. That's why I...
でもね、智也はその子に答えようとしていたじゃない？
Demo and I was like, but with affirmation request. You know, Tomoya was trying to respond to that girl. Eh.
ただ、その気持ちがほんの少しだけ足りなかったんだと思うんだ。
But I think that feeling was just a little lacking.
智也、私はね、智也が私のことを忘れられることなんてないと思ってるんだ。
Tomoya, you see, Tomoya thinks he'll never forget me.
うん。もう私は智也の一部になっちゃってるんじゃないかって思うんだ。
No, I think I've already become a part of Tomoya.
でもそれはね、これからもずっと私が智也のことを縛り付けていくっていう意味じゃなくて、なんて言うんだろう。
But you know, I don't mean to say that I'm going to continue to wear Tomoya's clothes forever. I just don't know what to say. Let's see here. It doesn't mean I'll continue to embroider Tomoya from now on, but I guess that's just saying... Does that mean Ayaka and I aren't separate anymore?
ちょっと違うかもしれないけど、まあ大体はそんな感じかな。
It might be a little different, but I guess it's more or less how it is.
私はね、智也に新しい生活を始めてほしいと思ってるんだ。
I want you to start a new life, Tomoya. A new life? But I rejected it myself. I don't want to forget about Ayaka.
そうなんだよね。
That's right. That's right, isn't it? Well, how do you know so much about me, Ayaka?
もう怒鳴らなくたって聞こえるよ。
You don't have to yell at me anymore. I'll break the darkness. Gomain? What's that? Sorry?
さっきも言ったよね。私はもう智也の一部なんだって。
I told you before, didn't I? I'm already a part of Tomoya.
智也の思っていることは私の持っていること。
What Tomoya thinks is what I think. So what Ayaka's thinking is what I'm thinking?
そういうこと。
Oh, that's right, because she's in my imagination.
思っていることがたとえ逆でも、智也の心の中にはその二つの思いがせめぎ合ってるの。
Even if what you're thinking is the other way around, those two feelings are at each other's throats in Tomoya's heart.
どっちも間違ってないんだよ。
Neither of them are avoiding each other. I'm starting to get it. This is getting translated well now for some reason. But you can't say who's right. That's how it is.
わかったの？
Do you understand? No, I probably don't understand. Why are you laughing all of a sudden?
ごめんね。智也って昔と全然変わってないなって思って。
I'm sorry, just thinking that you haven't changed at all. Really, to me, it looks like Ayaka hasn't changed at all.
当たり前でしょ。
Isn't it obvious?
私はあの時からずーっと変わらないんだから。
What did I just do? Okay. I haven't changed since then. Well, yes, you haven't, because you haven't lived.
智也がおじいちゃんになったって私は今のまんまだからね。
Even if Tomoya becomes an old man, I'm still the same as I am now. That's true.
ねえ智也、私はね、今回はまだ時間が早すぎたんだと思うんだ。
Hey, Tomoya, I think it's still too early this time.
智也さ、最初は私のことを振り切れた、忘れたって思ってたでしょ。
Tomoya, at first you thought you forgot you were able you were At first you thought you had gotten over me and forgot me, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. But the truth was that I was wrong.
それが分かってるんならもう大丈夫だよ。多分。
Yeah, if you know that, then you're fine now, probably. What do you mean, probably?
さっきの智也の真似。
Oh. Okay, go translate. Tomoya's imitation from earlier. Tomoya's Muo from earlier. Okay. Sa.
ほら、いい加減に起きないとダメだよ。
Come on, you need to get up already.
起きて新しい生活を始めないとね。
I have to wake up. You have to wake up and start a new life. You're right. Ayaka.
何？
What? Maybe we do go to the hospital. We just haven't got to that part yet. The arigato, which is thank you. Yep, we're in the hospital. Can we skip this? Yes, we can.
これから。
Ugh! Now this is confusing me. By changing that one choice, I was able to go one scene further. I was able to get to, I could have just started skipping, but I just wanted to read that scene again, right? Because I didn't really understand it the first time. Now I kind of get what she's saying. But, I think I translated it well enough that you could probably get what she was saying as well. It wasn't really that coherent, but I get what it was trying to be, right? But so that's why I didn't skip immediately. But I didn't just I could skip the rest of it. But it didn't let me like finish Kaoru's route. I still got cut off. Do I have to like do all the routes part way first? To do the routes in a certain order? Do I have to do Yue's route first? Like I don't get it. I like how it's kind of challenging me. I like how it's not obvious. But I might get kind of stuck and floundering in this Let's Play a bit, trying to get through this. Interesting. Well, I hit B, which will get me through the skip the credits. Okay. Clear list. I only got one ending. 69 out of 153 scenes. 40 out of 167 CGs. 21 out of 22 background musics. Only got the Ayaka ending. That's the only one I've had so far. Movie of Holiday. Is that what that scene's called? Yeah, this last scene I got. I skipped a scene though. Then I got the movie. And then that's it. And then I got cut off by Ayaka again. Ah. Well, I'll think about it. Oh, man. So I got... we're all the way back. So, same set of CGs of Ayaka. Nothing new here for Yue, of course. Nothing new for Shion. Yeah, we skipped one. So we skipped a scene and a CG. I think I know I can get that scene. No. Well, I'll try it. Okay. Hit this one. It's supposed to be bad, but we're gonna try it. Let's be honest here. With Kaoru, I'm gonna hang out with Kaoru right now.
音羽さんとともちゃんの2人で
Okay, so this is Tomoya-san Tomoya-san and Kaoru-san as two people. So, yes, just the two of us.
じゃあゆえも
Well then, Yue will also. Just so you know, I understand what Yue was trying to say. But it would be bad if I didn't say it outright. We already decided the two of us would go together, so please refrain.
え
Yue smiled at the Jiangji and stopped moving. Yue stopped moving while still laughing. Sorry, but that's how it is.
そんな
No way.
ごめんね今坂さん今日は友也と約束してるの
It's like, I'm sorry, Imasaka-san. I made a promise to Moya today.
明日になったら返してあげるから今日のところは貸してくれない
I'll give it back to you tomorrow, so could you lend it to me for today? I'll give him back to you tomorrow, so lend him to me for today. Hey, I'm not an object.
うん分かったよ
I understand.
じゃあ今日は一人で帰るね
Well, I'll go home by myself today.
ごめんね
I'm sorry. Be a good girl.
バイバイ音羽さん
Bye bye, Otoa-san. After saying goodbye, Yoi smiles and dashes off down the road to the station, leaving us behind. She was pretty self-conscious about me. I think I understand Yue-san a little bit. I don't think this will work because I didn't go back to the save file far enough. I thought about the, I have to load this one. It's almost confusing. It's the way, like, the when I made the wrong answer, I would have made a save file because I would have hit credit. Made the right answer, I would have hit credits on the wrong answer, and you know what I mean. Okay, skip. Okay. Can I do this? Bad things happen. Deny we're dating, obviously. The book incident. Receive the book. Truth. Okay. I think I understand Yue-san a little bit. If I don't push her away a little like this, she won't understand either. Well, it's all thanks to Kaoru that we managed to settle things peacefully this time, so it's fine.
友也行こうよ。
Okay, Tomoya, let's go. Ah, Sodeka. You're right. Skippable? No, it's not. Interesting. After parting ways with Yue, I decided to take the train and head out to a lively place.
今日友也と来たかったのはここなんだよね。
This is where I wanted to come with Tomoya today, isn't it? This is a movie theater? What Kaoru wanted to see was the only movie theater in the shopping district. Oh, are you going to go see a movie?
ピンポーン。実はそのつもりなんだよね。
Ping pong. And then, that's exactly what I'm planning to do. But why a movie all of a sudden? But is it just me, or does it feel like it doesn't have to be today?
だってこういう平日だからこそ人があんまりいないものでしょ。
It's because it's a weekday like this that there aren't many people around, right?
だったら休みの日に来て混み合うよりよっぽどいいじゃない。
In that case, isn't it much better than coming here on a day off and getting crowded? That's true, but
今公開中の映画休みの日なんかすっごい混みようなんだよね。
movies released right now are super crowded on days off. Movies that are releasing right now are super crowded on days off.
だからこういう機会でも作らなきゃのんびり見てられないし。
So if we don't take an opportunity like this, I won't be able to just sit back and watch. Is this the movie you want to watch so badly?
何？
What is it? I understand why you came here today, but why are you with me?
友達でしょ？
With a friend? We're friends, aren't we? What?
友也は私の友達でしょ？それも一番仲がいい友達。
So Tomoya and I are friends. He's also my closest friend. That's true, but
じゃあ問題解決ということで早く行こうよ。
so then, let's solve the problem and get going. Tomodachi ka.
友也早く来てよ。
You just got friend zoned. Come quickly, Tomoya. Hey, hey. Suddenly I feel something looking at me. Like someone looking at me, like they're looking at me. I turn around to look around, but I don't see anyone who looks like that. Is it just my imagination?
友也行こうよ。
Tomoya, let's go. Sorry, I'm coming. Now. I'm coming now. Ima iku. Which is coming now. It's pretty empty.
ほんとやっぱり今日来て正解だったね。
Yeah, we're the right to come today. But you had to pay, unlike when Shin gave the tickets. So what kind of movie are we gonna watch now?
ンフレット。
Okay, pamphretto. Yes, oh, the pamphlet. She handed me skillfully, or rather, as if she had read the action bulletin. Yaruna, which is not bad.
何が？
What is it? No, it's nothing. Now then, I guess I'll start by preparing for the movie I'm going to watch. Pafarito Pez O Makru. What's that? I flipped to the pages. Saruto. Then all the lights in the complex suddenly went out at once. This is way too good a timing. Well, I'd better give up on looking at the pamphlet and stay where I am until my eyes adjust to the darkness. As I stood there and waited a little longer, my eyes gradually adjusted to the darkness.
もう始まるみたいだし、その辺でいいから座ろうよ。
Looks like it's about to start, so let's just sit down around there. Kaoru, who's by my side, whispered to me. It's not so much that I'm on the side as it is right next to her. That's fine, but I can't really see what's going on around me.
ほら、こっち。
Come on, this way. She grabs my arm with her slender fingers. She lightly gripped my wrist and pulled me forward.
この辺りでいいよね。
It should be fine, right? I stand in a place where I don't go that far. Anyway, as long as I can sit down, I don't care where it is. Tokorude. By the way. How far are you going to drag me? Eh? She finally realized that she's been holding my wrist this whole time and lets go.
いつまでも掴んでるなってね。
No, I won't hold on to it forever. Not really. I don't mind staying like this, but that was definitely what I thought in my head. But something inside me stubbornly prevents me from saying that.
始まるよ。
Starting, okay? Karu entered the palanquin in the seat. Okay, probably the palanquin, but it sits down. I followed suit and sat down next to her. Okay, same CG. Nope, still can't skip. I can't relax, but it doesn't feel particularly cramped. Before long, the curtain rose and a large white screen appeared from the transport. Appeared from behind. Yeah, I don't know why there's a curtain in a movie theater. That's weird. Burying our bodies deep into the seat, we watched the movie begin. The The content of the movie is a psychotype action that skillfully portrays the main character's psychological description by describing the extraordinary in everyday life, which can be taken for granted. Okay. Google Translate says, the content of the movie is a psychological action movie that skillfully depicts the psychology of the main character by depicting the extraordinary in the midst of everyday life. The reality situation is changing in a vague way. That's also meta. Like, this is just another way of describing memories off. It's true that the main character himself feels that he's changed, but the people around him won't accept that. Our relationship gradually grew distant, or his relationships gradually grew distant. To him, it was a sense of loneliness. He couldn't hope for anything. It's a feeling of isolation for him, with nothing to hope for. Reality and the past. A life of anguish between them. Knowing that there is no world I wished for in reality, then it must be in the past, I think. No world he wished for in reality, it must be in the past, I think. In the end, even in that past, there was no world he sought, and he was the main character who lost his place and was driven into a corner. This is so meta. It is said that the fantasies he envisions, contrary to his own thoughts, were actually the reality that those around him acknowledged. So kind of a weird reverse Curie syndrome. It's so difficult I can't even think about it. What's right? Think about what's right. I couldn't help but think the same thing when I became the protagonist of a movie. Wait, what? Is it that meta? I found myself in the shoes of the main character in a movie and thinking the same way. Yes. Okay. So it's intentionally meta. In the same way, yes. In the same way. The world I sought in the past, when Ayaka was alive. The world I envisioned, contrary to my own thoughts. A life of suffering between reality and the past. I feel something strange. It's like I feel something close to me. It doesn't feel real. I don't have one, but something's bothering me. It's similar to the so-called illusion that makes me wonder if something like this will happen to me too. I wonder why that is. Because we're heading for this bad ending. With that thought in mind, the movie came to an end. It's purple. It's not the right kanji, but whatever. The ending staff rolled quickly drifted by. Actors, lights, makeup, cameras. Rough white letters flowed one after another. For a while I followed the work-like writing with my eyes, thinking about it. The thing that caught my eye in this movie. I don't know what that was. Even now that I've seen it, I don't know what it was. But there's definitely something different about me that's trying to make me feel better. Locations provided, finally. I started to get tired of the wave of letters flowing through me, so I tried to get up from my seat. Kaoru. It's about time. I actually turned to Kaoru. However, Kaoru didn't seem to hear a word I said. The script. The director. The assistant director. The governor. Just as the staff roll was coming to an end, Kara was staring at the screen, a hawkish expression on her face. I was so flustered by something. She was so flustered by something she couldn't believe anything. It's like I'm looking at something. It's like she's looking at something unbelievable. That's exactly the expression on her face. I couldn't say anything in response to her expression, so all I could do was watch her. The staff roll is over. Even so, Kari was still basking in the afterglow of her surprise.
そんな
That's... She just had a small voice. Exactly like her. Someone related to the filmmaking list on the screen. One of them. Indeed, Kara was reacting to one of them. Someone you know must have had a name, right? But the way she's surprised, she makes it seem like she didn't know what she was looking for. This is the first time I've ever learned the truth. That's what she looks like. Huh? The buzzer signaled the end of the movie echoed throughout the hall. But that question definitely wasn't for the two of us. That question definitely wasn't the time for me and Kaoru, huh? It's like a third party from a movie got into our questions and took away all of Kaoru's interest. That feeling runs around inside me. I can't think normally, so I can't say anything. Nope. Oh, we're back from the movie theater. I didn't take any detours to get home before it got late. But she's been acting strange ever since we left the movie theater. I don't know why it's so strange. I knew that I couldn't bring myself to ask her why. Seeing that side of her. Ha.
疲れた
Are you tired? No, that's not it. That's not what I meant, but... What's wrong? There's no way I could ask that.
今日はありがとね
That's thank you for today. Yeah. Kaoru softly expressed her gratitude to me as I was lost in thought.
いきなりあんなところに連れて行かれて迷惑かなって思ったけど
I thought it'd be a bother if you suddenly took my place like that, but... I thought it would be a nuisance to be taken to such a place so suddenly. I wasn't bored. No, it's been a while since I've seen a movie. So, I'm... not bored too? So, I'm bored too. Huh?
そうよかった
I see, that's good. Howard's expression broke into a smile. Maybe she felt a little responsible for inviting me. Howard's expression made me feel a little relieved.
いきなり連れてったから智也がどう思ってるのかなって少し気になっちゃった
You suddenly took me away, so I was wondering what you thought, Tomoya. I was a little curious. I'm the one who's curious. Haru, do you like watching movies?
うんまあね
Pretty much. Come to think of it, you used to know where the movie theater was, didn't you?
まあねこの町に来て一番最初に探した場所だし
Well, yeah, it's the first place I searched after coming to the city. Heh. In other words, movie is special to Kaoru.
ねまた今日みたいに誘っても付き合ってくれる
Hey, will you go out with me again if I invite you like today? Kaoru's words remind me of that time. I couldn't help but be surprised by something when I saw the staff roll. She couldn't help but be surprised by something when she saw the staff roll. I don't want to see Kaoru like that. Maybe that's only true for that movie. It's because of that movie that Kaoru reacted like that. That was what I wanted to think for now. But now... Right, yeah, but now... Oh, I'd be happy to. No matter how much I mulled it over, in the end I had no choice but to say this.
ありがとう
Thank you. Kaori smiled at me as she said that, but I might have actually been deceived. After all, maybe Kaoru's change wasn't limited to that movie. November 6th. I can't skip for some reason. For some reason, I'm standing in front of the station that day. It's 7:30, the current temperature. It's so cold. My white breath races up the rainy sky. Slowly and quietly. It was the first rainy day since November. I'm the only student around. Waves of working adults filled the sidewalk as I pushed away from the ticket gate at the station. I'd never seen such a scene before. Normally I wouldn't have come to the station at this hour, no matter how much time I had. And it's raining. It's sharp. Even so, she's still standing here because of my trivial question. That sub-question. I mean, that stupid question. That detailed... well, I don't know what... The kanji's messed up. The description of that question is not right. I don't know what it's supposed to be, though. Just call me Yue and Kaoru. How long have you been lying in wait for me? Yue and Kaoru, since when have you been ambushing me? Okay. There's no law or anything like that when I go to school. If you set a fixed time frame and get on the train within that time frame, you won't be late. But that time frame isn't like today. It's not like I'm going to suddenly collapse like... But even that time frame is unlikely to suddenly collapse like it did today. Huh? In Yue's case, it's because years of intuition have been established, right? This is confusing. Looks like she really knows when I'm coming. Anyway, it seems like she'll figure it out no matter what. So I'm admonishing her. And what about Kaoru? The reason I came here this early in the morning is to get to the bottom of things. This is weird. This is different. The rain continued to fall, and the intermittent sound of the rain echoed in my ears. 10 minutes have passed since then, but I still couldn't see either of them. It's only been about 10 minutes, but with so many people coming and going, it's a bit of a buzzkill. Do the two of them always feel this way? Honestly, I can't help but think about waiting a lot. Just then a girl who appeared to be one of our students arrived. Kaoruga. So Kaoru? Kaoru stood in place where I could see her very well enough without doing anything. Kaoru stood there doing nothing where I could see her. The sight of her waiting alone under the eaves of the station stirred up a lonely atmosphere for some reason. Shh, I'm not lonely. I'm sad. Soda. That's right. I know. What's waiting for me? Waiting for her to do something so boring and sad. Waiting is so boring and sad. The time is 7:45. The time I usually decide on is from 8:10 to 15. More importantly, Kaoru has been waiting for me for almost half an hour. It wasn't luck or intuition. Kaoru was doing her best to make up for what Yue laughs at. Kaoru's trying hard to make up for what Yue has. $8.23. At the end of the day, Kaoru didn't move from that spot. I guess it's about time to go. By the time I thought that, I had already started walking in Kaoru's direction. Kaoru keeps looking in the direction of the house. Was she always like that, or to make sure I was coming? I turn around again and stop in front of Kaoru, who sighs heavily.
あれどうしたのなんでこっちから
What's wrong? Why are you here? Kaoru can't hide her surprise at the sudden appearance in front of her, not from the direction she was expecting it to be. I wasn't sure how to respond to Kaoru. I woke up a little early today. I was standing there reading at the convenience store.
へえそうだったんだ
So that's it? Just stay calm.
私はついさっき来たばっかりだから、そんなの全然気づかなかったよ。
I only just got here, so I didn't notice at all. Liars versus liars. That just now Kara spoke of indicated that it was more than 30 minutes ago. When Kara said just a while ago, it means more than 30 minutes ago. Yeah. Honestly, that was a long-winded just now. I haven't seen Yoa yet. What should we do?
ギリギリまで待ってあげようよ。いつも智也の方が待っててもらう立場なんだから。
Let's wait until the very last minute. Tomoya is always the one who's supposed to be waiting for you. We're supposed to be waiting for Tomoya. Tomoya is always in the position of waiting for me, huh? I see, if you say so. I lined up next to Karu to wait for Yue to come. During that time, the rain continued to fall without pause. Waiting for someone on a rainy day like this. Just waiting patiently for someone. This is to wait for your friends. That was to wait for my childhood friend. But the truth is, it's my fault.
智也？
Tomoya? Couldn't capture. Might be the rain. The rain's kind of messing with it. Okay, go to the next line.
どうしたの？突然黙り込んじゃったけど。
What's wrong? You suddenly fell silent. Okay. Backlog? No, not backlog. It is sad if Karu calls me a few times because she's worried about me. It'd be sad, okay. Karu calls me because she's worried about me. Okay, next. I'm just thinking about the past. Now then, time is running out. What should we do?
仕方ないか。
I guess it can't be helped. Looking at the clock, Karu thought it would be bad if she didn't get going soon. But just then...
お父さん、おはよう。
Atoa-san, good morning. Even in the rain, her voice didn't change at all. I turn around, knowing whose voice it is. It's Yue. I mean, it's Yue's voice actor, but they were trying to, I don't know, they're trying to psych me out, but the thing is that we knew it was Yue because, well, it's her voice actor, so it doesn't really work. An optical illusion. I guess that's the only way to describe it. But there's no mistaking that it's Yue.
俺？なんで智ちゃんがいるの？
Why are you here, Tomo-chan? Don't make it sound like you can't stay here, okay? I can't stay here, okay? Oh, if something happens, don't say things like it's no good. Is it bad? For some reason, the translator said, is it bad to flirt? Well, is it bad?
悪くないけど、どうしたの？
Not bad, but what's wrong? Even I get up early sometimes.
へえ、やればできるんだ。
Huh? So you can do it if you try?
二人とも早く行かないと遅刻しちゃうよ。
If you two don't hurry, you'll be late.
うわ、大変だ。
Wow, this is tough. Yare, ya. Good grief.
ともちゃん、
Tomo-chan? We dashed out towards the ticket gate. 11-7. I don't think I've gotten to 11-7 before. It's like a lot of more progress. The class scene was no different than from usual. It's like a mirror reflecting the daily life I led as a fake. Well. But the real me is starting to change little by little.
何か用？
What do you want? No, it's nothing. The transfer student next to me. The girl changed my unchanging daily life for a while. It seems fun to interact with people. It was also something I had nothing to do with for a while. It's also something that had been unrelated for a while, huh?
何よ、ニタニタしちゃって。
Okay, so what is it? You're grinning. No, that's nothing. It was years ago that I really enjoyed interacting with people. Where's my box? That's something I still remember well. I still remember that very well. When I was in middle school, I thought that all the fun... I thought I had lost all that fun. But the fun is coming back to me. She must have been the one who put it back.
ちゃんと勉強しないと落第しちゃうぞ。
Geez, if you don't study properly, you'll fail. If it's Kaoru, that might not be a bad idea. If it's Kaoru, then maybe it's not so bad.
残念。私はその気ないから一人でやっててよね。
Too bad, I don't feel like it, so do it alone. Okay, so basically we're trying to study with Kaoru. No, why don't you two try failing together? Who said that? Unfortunate, but, what? Or better yet, how about we both try to pass the exam together? Who says that? What that speech bubble, the owner of the thick, cheerful voice right next to us. Thanks to the third party's intervention, we stiffen up. A modern Japanese teacher who had come to our side at some point was looking down at us with a smile. I'll think about it. It's almost autumn. It's after school. It's almost autumn. I thought it already was. What? Why can't I capture this? Okay, next line. Even so, it's still bright out today. Okay. What was it? It's not the time to celebrate the sun, but the sun sets as winter approaches. Even so, it's still bright out today. Okay. Let's take a little detour home. It makes me feel that way. Shopping district isn't that crowded yet. I was proceeding along the planned course. Students stopping somewhere on their way home from school would probably be karaoke, arcades, fast food, and bookstores like this at most. Oh. However, this bookstore is also a place that felt a painful past for me. I don't want to remember that there are still people there who remind me of them. Or of her. Even now, it's like there's a female student over there. Wait, it's really Kaoru. A little ahead of me, I see Kaoru running her fingers along the pages as if choosing a book. Why are there so many where I'm heading? Why are so many habitants who end up in the direction I'm heading? This is like why there's so many coincidences. Anyway, what kind of book are you looking for? With a slightly interested expression, I approached her without her noticing. She hasn't noticed me yet. I decided to ask her a few questions. No sooner had she stared up at me with a difficult expression that she shifted her gaze downward. She's been busy repeating that for a while now.
やっぱりないのかな
Maybe there isn't one after all. What are you looking for? If you don't think there are any, you can just get involved with the clerk.
すいません
And then she does. So it's like, excuse me. I didn't isolate that CG, but whatever. Anyway, let's get to work. You can do that from the gallery. Kaoru called out to a nearby employee who ran to the scene. And then she started doing the same thing again.
やっぱりないな
Oh, I knew it. An uncharacteristically spiritual voice escaped Kaoru's lips. It's a rare sight for Kaoru.
ここなら置いてあっても不思議じゃないのにな。
It wouldn't be strange for it to be here. Her monologue began to stand out quite a bit. I think it's about time I left. What the hell are you looking for? What on earth are you looking for?
原作の本をね。
The original book? The original book?
うん。最近公開された映画だから、その原作の本が置いてあっても。
Yeah, it's a recently released. So even if the original book is drawn, so even if there's a book based on it, or it's based on a book,
ともや
Tomoya responded to the question before paying attention to who asked the question. Correct.
なんでこんなところに。
What are you doing here? I'm just doing my character route. No, I just happened to stop by, but Kaoru is here too.
うん。
You were not stalking me? Yeah.
ねえ、もしかしてともやって。
Hey, could Tomoya be... Yeah, I've been here for a while.
やっぱり。
I knew it. So in the end, you can't find what you're looking for?
うん。でも、もういいの。
But that's enough. Enough why?
見つからなかったらそれでいいって思ってたから。
I thought that if I couldn't find that, that would be... Couldn't find her, that would be enough. If I couldn't find it, I thought that would be fine. Google Translate said. Or so I thought. You were looking for me so much earlier. Now you're saying you'll give up if I show up? I mean, you're looking for it. No, you're looking for so much just now. Are you saying if I show up, you'll just give up? But you've been looking for all this time, haven't you? I'll help you find it.
うん、本当にいいよ。
No, really, it's fine. Really? She doesn't want to be seen with this book? But her expression hasn't given up yet. You're looking for a book based on the movie you saw back then, right?
うん。
Yeah. Kara's reaction isn't like usual. I guess it really does have something to do with Kaoru back then. That expression that didn't match the surprise she showed when the staff role played. Or did. That expression of surprise when the staff role played. That was the moment I was with Kaoru and saw a big change for the first time. I wanted to see with my own eyes why Kaoru was so surprised. Ever since you saw that movie, I've been a little interested. I saw that movie, I've been a little interested too. So let's search for all of them, including mine. Let's search for it, including me.
でも、
But she didn't reply as clearly as she always did. That's not like you, Kaoru. Normally you would go along with the conversation right away.
ごめん。
Sorry. Kaoru? She suddenly leaves the store. By the time I saw Kaoru from the eaves of the store, I couldn't even see her anymore. Oh, you mean trying to look for her? What's wrong with her? Kaoru really has changed a lot since we saw that movie. I don't know what it is at the moment, but I want to find out exactly why someday. Everything from Kaoru's own mouth. I just stood there in the same spot where Kaoru had disappeared. 11:08. Okay, I'm going to save here. Okay, get rid of the OCR. Okay. And then I'm gonna, back out here. I have more comments to say though. Yes, I want to quit. Okay, so this is confusing. So the hints said that telling the truth, I'm going to go alone with Kaoru, was the anti-Kaoru choice. You lose a Kaoru point for that, right? However, that making that choice is the only choice that allowed me to get more Kaoru scenes with more CGs. Past the point where you get stifled and get misdirected into the Ayaka ending. And you get much farther along the timeline. Like, okay, maybe the hints were just wrong. Which, yeah, it seems to be the case. The hint was wrong there. But if we give that one particular choice that you have to make with that conversation between Kaoru and Yue and you, I mean, Tomoya, Yue, and Kaoru, where, you're going to go on a date alone with Kaoru, then that choice might be responsible for that whole phone call from Shin situation. That was not actually having anything to do with making the right answer on that one choice I decided to do wrong back there. Where, we explained why we just ran out of our house. I thought that there was that. But now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't that. It just all came down to that one three-way choice about what to do when Yue wants to tag along. Or Yue asks what's going on. And the hint is just wrong on that choice. Which I like it. I like it when the hint's wrong. It makes it no longer a hint. That's a good thing. It also means it maybe doesn't require a perfect score in Kaoru to avoid the Ayaka ending, which also be a good thing. That would be better game design. Okay, so let me go to the gallery again. Go to album. So this is same, nothing changed. I always check it, but okay, yeah. So it is a different CG set because Kaoru's wearing her school uniform if you go after school, but she's not wearing it if you go on Sunday. However, very oddly, you have the same people in the background in the movie theater both days. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Okay, so yeah, that's how you get the missing CG. And two more CGs of Kaoru left. An idea about what one of them is, because it's in several of the intros, right? So with the cherry blossoms and she's wearing an athletic outfit. But there's one last one, which I don't think I've seen yet. And in the intros or anything. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to end there with that insight. This was a relatively good machine translating day. I kind of liked how this recording turned out. Good job to Ming Shiba. Good job to Stagilitor. And I don't think people will watch this because it's really going to be really difficult to get through parts 1 through 4. So part 11 isn't going to be watched very much. But if you did watch part 11, thank you for watching. And hopefully you'll watch part 12. No, it doesn't really matter. This one doesn't matter to me. I won't feel insulted if you don't watch part 12. In fact, you have better things to do with your time, like finding the cure for cancer. Think about that before you click on it.